Bunyan's axe stands tall as the prize for the game we have today. A battle that puts the spotlight on these two great institutions as we wait to see who will walk out with a sharp piece of hardware. Welcome to Huntington Bank Stadium, home to the Minnesota Golden Gophers. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Wisconsin Badgers, taking on another team from the Big Ten, the Minnesota Golden Gophers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. On the run from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So Minnesota's offense will get the first crack at it here. Well, Paul Bunyan's axe went home to Minneapolis last year, and boy, did the Gophers chop up the Badgers, and probably even sweeter to do it in Camp Randall.
Yeah, and Camp Randall was really quiet because it was a beatdown. I mean, Wisconsin had 166 yards of offense. They got absolutely nothing going. Minnesota got the ball rolling. They ran the football at will. They out-toughed Wisconsin. Jesse, I have to imagine Wisconsin heard about that a lot in the offseason.
Yeah, I got to think, if you're Wisconsin head coach Luke Fickell, you need your team to be more physical, especially in the trenches, because in that game the last time, they couldn't run the football.
And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
One thing you know about this defense, they have got a pass rush, and you cannot be predictable, especially when it comes to throwing the football. There is too much athleticism and length up front on this defensive line and in their front 7, and they register a sack early here on only the second play of the game.
Punt is on its way. Coverage team down there to down the punt, and they'll spot it just inside the 45. The Badgers offense will go to work for the first time. Every team has impact players. What traits are you looking for when it comes to players who can make an impact, David?
Well, obviously, you want the main things, right? Speed, physicality, like all power, all those things are really, really good. But you also need guys that will hold people accountable, guys that will lead, and it's nice to have those guys on your team. They're the leaders of the team and the...
Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play action attempt.
That last sack got them behind the sticks. It's 2nd and long here. Quickly complete. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. 3rd down coming up after the completion. Looking to pass. It's Edwards. Here's a Heat. The throw. Back open in the middle. What a play by this defense, and they stop him short. It'll be 4th down. And the Badgers will bring the punt team onto the field. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Catch is made at the 15. Couldn't get away from that cover team, and they've got him down at the 23. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. They went 3 and out last time. Now they'll look for some plays that work. Got it in the middle. It's Tracy.
Early in the game, I love getting my quarterback in a rhythm. Easy pitch and catch. You've thrown him 4,000 times. Not big shots, but just put you in nice positions on the next downs coming up.
He stopped after getting a yard out to the 30.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a 1st down. And the Golden Gophers come to the line with a new set of downs. Turning it on! And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49. 9-yard pickup on 1st down, and now they can take a shot on 2nd and short. Oh, he's got a chance! Makes the stop at the 35-yard line. They rip off 15 yards on that one, and they are rolling. The Golden Gophers are on the move. Off the play fake on 1st down. Pulls it in. It's Tracy. Knocked down at the 25-yard line. Picked up 10 there and gets a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Scanning the field, it's Lindsey. Dumps it to the back. Caught over the middle, it's Taylor. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play. And the Golden Gophers can really attack on this 2nd and short. They're going back to the ground. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They need 1 yard on 3rd down to keep this one going. This will be the 8th play of the drive. And he gets it inside the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 9 where it'll be 1st and goal. The Golden Gophers had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming.
It's looking like they're going to have to throw this one in now on 3rd down, David. And you know the execution just has to be spot on. Timing, especially at the quarterback position here.
And thinking about the defense, they're aggressive in these situations. They're going to play man. They're going to play up tight on you. So I know that. Now how do I counterpunch and attack this defense?
The offense didn't even glance to the sidelines. They'll stay out there and go for it. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Golden Gophers! They can use this first score to sort of set the tone, guys, in this rivalry matchup.
Man, doesn't this feel good to come out, score early, get the crowd involved, get the nerves out of the way, Palmer, when you're playing in a big rivalry game?
Yeah, and I feel like momentum's always a big thing in any game, but in rivalry games, it's that much more important because everybody is going to feed off that first score now.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. They'll get things started on this drive from the 24. Out of the gun, the inside give. At the 35, he's loose. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play. That's the type of explosive play you love to start a drive with. 1st down from the 42. Right back to the well.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. The play action fake. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And these coaches have these play sheets over there on the sidelines, and there's so many calls they want to call, and they want to make explosive plays. But you got to protect your QB, and he's already been sacked. Now he's hit again. Like, they've got to protect him up front if they want a chance of doing damage on the offensive side of the football.
The Badgers will punt this one away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. And they'll get off one more play before the end of the quarter. From the gun, the ground game. And they make the stop, and that will likely bring us to the end of the 1st quarter. That's going to do it for the quarter, and Minnesota has the lead here. And we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the 2nd quarter. It's a draw. Tripped up at the 25 after picking up 4. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They'll try to move the chains on 3rd and short from the 25. He's going for the big play. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. And the Golden Gophers decide to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He was hoping for a little more running room, but they're able to get him down at the 45. Okay, here comes the Wisconsin offense onto the field. They've taken a couple of punches to the jaw, and now they'll try to get this offense going down a couple of touchdowns. Gets rid of it. And just left that pass short. Not enough juice on that one. These old rivals have gone at it for a long time. First meeting way back in 1890. It is the most played rivalry at the highest level of college football.
Yeah, you're right, Reese. And even though this game hasn't always had national championship implications or Heisman Trophy implications necessarily, this game defines what's so great about college football. It's the rivalries, right? You don't have to be necessarily a fan of either of these two schools, but appreciating the history, I think, is what makes this game so unique.
Yeah, and the trophy games are so fun. Just to watch the teams react at the end. And they know, starting this game off, one of them is going to run across the field and get an enormous axe. How flippin' cool is that?
He'll field the punt and take it back. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Takes a hit as he fires. Complete downfield. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. The give is to Taylor. Makes it past the marker. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake. Throws to the wideout. That pass is incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open. That's why that one fell incomplete.
So an example of a tight end doing a little unheralded work to set up a much better third down situation.
And I like the QB here, Reese. I like the decision where I understand, let's get this football out, let's get some positive yards, and then get to third down, and we can still have a better situation now because we got rid of the football and took the yards that were there.
They're going to go right back to him on first down. They went right back to him, and this time the defense was all over him. Nothing to show for that run. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. To the air. It's Lindsey. Fires to the wideout. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw. Incomplete. Just outside the red zone at the 21, but it's 3rd and long. On the option. Now the toss. And they'll ride him down, but not before he picks up the first down. And how about the timing on that pitch? Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Golden Gophers trying to cash it in on 1st and goal. Going for 6. Back's looking for the goal line. He's all the way down to the 2-yard line. Just spectacular execution there. Now the offense tries to punch it in on 2nd and goal. They'll try to power it in. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. 2nd and goal coming up. Rides to back and leaves it. Relentless, tough running, gets it down to the 4.
And this has been really good for the defense, too. It's kind of a bend-don't-break mentality, right? Really bowing up with your backs against the wall. If you can win this next 3rd down, try to force the opponent into a field goal. That's a win if you're on defense.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they'll talk it over to see if they can build on this lead before halftime. And they'll send out the kicker to try a field goal. That thing would have hit a string in the middle of the uprights. Perfect. And that lead grows even bigger. After putting up a 3-spot, the kickoff unit set to go.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Here comes the Wisconsin offense to go back to work. Getting late here in the first half, they'll have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And the offensive play caller here has to really be dialed in. It's important, down 2 possessions, Dave, that they're able to score some.
Oh, he's going to try to get it all here. Pulls it in down the sideline. And he's brought down after a huge completion. This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far, but starting to get things moving, it's 1st and 10. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. All this intensity, all this build-up for an axe. What kind of axe do you have at your place, David?
Well, I have the body spray, but no, this rivalry obviously means so much. These programs built so.
Quarterback can't pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he'll need to push it downfield. They'll knock him down right at the 35-yard line. Still a lot of ground to cover to get to the first down marker. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. Never a doubt. This is now a 7-point game.
Well, that kid just showed off his hammer for a leg, 50-plus, and he did it with ease.
So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. From inside the 10, here he comes. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Quarterback now breaking the field. And that will be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter if they could have done it, but 2nd down coming.
Yeah, and because of the pressure, the defense gets pressure on him immediately so quickly that he makes a bad decision, tries to throw it into double coverage. Really nice job pressuring the quarterback up front.
And the pass is incomplete, but the flag flies, and there was a lot of early contact there.
Pass interference. Defense.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referees caught it.
Boy, as a defense, you hate to just hand out first downs on a penalty. Looking for a man. It's Lindsey. Snags it over the middle. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st down. Last completion moved the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Plucks it out of the air. Stop is made at the 36, but he picked up 10 on that one and has a fresh set of downs. And the Golden Gophers will snap it on 1st and 10. Pressure coming. It's a fumble. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
I think both defenses are expecting to have a lot of fun in these conditions, right, guys? It is snowing. They know it's going to be really hard for these players to hold on to the football, so they're trying to make tackles, but they're also trying to scoop and score in this one because at any given time, someone can put the ball on the ground.
It's incomplete and maybe a little too aggressive from this senior trying to fit that one in there. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Fires to the big fella. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a 1st down. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. The give to the back. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3. The offense will quickly use a timeout. And the Badgers with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Trying to get the edge on the right. This time the defense was ready, and they stop him in his tracks. The Badgers come to the line on third down, trying to keep this drive alive. From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads to the wideout. He's got an open man. He's finally stopped, but not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18. Everybody lined up, quickly snapped and spiked to stop the clock. And here on second down, they'll send out the field goal unit to try to get 3 before the break. And he'll try to make it 2 for 2, this time from 35 yards away. It's good. That'll bring him to within 4. That late-in-the-half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer. On the move from inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. And they don't want to risk a turnover here, so they'll just take the knee and head to the locker room. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Fellas, Paul Bunyan's axe on the line, and already Minnesota and Wisconsin have given us some stirring moments. And how can we begin our analysis of that first half without singing the praises of one of the elite backs in football? Racking up huge numbers on the ground, even throwing the occasional block. This kid is the total package. And if this defense doesn't adjust its strategy, he could be headed towards a career day. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how the fight between Minnesota and Wisconsin plays out.
Thanks for that breakdown, Kevin. The Golden Gophers will kick it off to start the second half. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. I imagine we'll see them go right back to work up top after how productive that passing game was in the first half.
And it's interesting. If I'm the defense and I've got the lead, they've had success throwing the football, but we're winning. I don't know that this defense changes too much of what they've done in the first half.
I think they got to do a better job with pass rush. They might want to change their coverages as well, because they're probably at this point expecting this offense to have to keep throwing, considering they did have success in the first half.
And the Badgers line up, trying to move the sticks on third and short. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
One of the things that makes this defense so hard to move the football against is their defensive line. That time, 4 guys on the field, and they're able to win. You saw that guy penetrate, get through the line of scrimmage. He gets the TFL. Big reason why they're winning today is the play of these guys up front.
Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. And points have been hard to come by in this one. They'll try to put together a drive. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Quarterback on the keeper. Got the first down and more. Knocked down at the 47. It's a 5-yard gain and enough to move the chains. The offense will put it in play from the 47 on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Grabbed in the middle, it's Tracy. Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks. And the Golden Gophers in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Off play action. Throws for the tight end. A strike downfield. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Minnesota!
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And he did get that extra point through, no problem with the frozen tundra beneath him. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll start the return inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Okay, here comes the Wisconsin offense onto the field. Didn't get anything done, 3 and out on their last series. They'll try to find a rhythm here. Going to the ground. Got it across the 20 and out to the 23, a pickup of 4. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Right back to the well. He was looking for some place to put his foot in the ground, but the defense was everywhere, and he's knocked down behind the line. If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a 3rd down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. Rush is on him. With the catch, it's Anthony. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be 1st down. The Badgers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll try to pop the draw. The draw draws nothing except a swarm of tacklers. He's stopped immediately. Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Back to throw. It's Edwards. Looking to the big tight end. That's caught. It's Mason. And how about that? What the doctor always ordered, an explosive play to the 40. And the Badgers have this offense rolling. They'll move the wide receiver. Fly sweep coming. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? The give on the counter. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. 7th play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Makes the catch. It's Mason. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. And this kicker is turning into old reliable. He's already knocked through a couple today. Never a doubt for this big-footed guy. 49-yard field goal is good. After putting 3 on the board, the kickoff unit ready to go. And he's going to bring it out. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They'll get this drive going from the 17. Off play action on 1st down. And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7.
Nice job getting to the QB there. The best Wisconsin defenses always seem to have a game breaker and a difference maker. This guy can be that for this unit. But you think back to the Watt brothers, right? TJ, JJ, nobody could block those guys one-on-one, and they just ruined coordinators' game plans offensively.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Looking down the middle. Got his man downfield. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the 1st down. This offense lines up feeling awfully good after that big play. Out of the gun, the give to the back. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with the 1st down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Right down the middle. Finds a tight end down the gut. And he's brought down after a nice gain. This offense will snap it from the 42 on 1st and 10. They'll go back to the ground. Breaks into the open. He stopped at the 32, picks up 10 on the play and gets the first down. The Golden Gophers pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Not a whole lot of room as he gets a couple inside the 30 to the 29. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Now the play fake. Bringing the heat. And they can't hook up, going for the big play on second down. Now it's third down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Final play of the quarter coming. On third down, he drops to throw. Grab behind the line. It's Turner. They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the third period. We reach the break. It's Minnesota holding the lead. 3 quarters are in the books. Time becomes a factor both in trying to hold the lead or cut into it as we take a look at the stats. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the fourth. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. In the red area, it's Turner. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, this is a defense that we know takes tons of pride stopping the run. That's where it all starts and ends with them, and you saw a great effort on that last play.
And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Golden Gophers!
And that is a drive and a score they absolutely had to have. Now making it a 2-possession game late in this one. It wasn't going to be enough to just play it safe, play it conservative, punt the ball away, and count on your defense. They were aggressive. They mixed it up, but getting that score, that is huge for their win probability now.
On to attempt the try. And the extra point splits the uprights, and the lead balloons to 15. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Here comes the Wisconsin offense to go back to work. It's always great to get points on a drive, but it would behoove them to try to get a touchdown this time around, Palmer.
They may have to get out of their comfort zone here too, David, a little bit and just start being more aggressive and take some chances, but that's what's going to have to happen for them to win this game.
Yeah, and when you're losing, obviously everything gets heightened. Everything becomes more critical. This drive is crucial because you've got to cut into this deficit and put some points on the board.
Here on third down. To the air, it's Edwards. And the heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line.
All right, this quarterback is going to have to start playing with a clock going off in his head. He knows he cannot hold on to the football too long with players like that getting after him.
On fourth down, they'll throw for it. Fires one high and deep. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. They thought they had a good plan, but it did not work. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. Touchdown, Minnesota! And the stomping has commenced. And fellas, I tell you, the Gophers are starting to give the Badgers the business end of that axe.
Yes, they are, Reese. I tell you what, the Gophers taking the lead in this rivalry game late in the ball game, Palmer, they are set up with the way they're built. They're in a good spot.
Yeah, when you think back to all the great games in this rivalry between these two schools, it usually comes down to the team that's the most physical. And so far here, it's been the Gophers being physically dominant in the trenches.
And that kick was perfectly down the middle. Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. That fourth down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for it on fourth down. Everybody wants that, but your defense sometimes has to bail out your decision-making. We decided to go for it. We didn't get it. The defense, Jesse, didn't come up big and prove me right.
Yeah, not complimentary football, no doubt. But look, this offense has been in these situations.
Pulls it in down the middle. He got loose, almost housed it, finally dragged down at the 32.
The offense has struggled. They're not going to win this game, but trust me, this coaching staff is still trying to find things to build off of for next week. And after an explosive play like that, maybe they can generate just a little bit of momentum and gain a little bit of confidence that they can keep coaching up heading into their next game.
And this offense just hasn't found a way to kind of open it up. Like, they haven't found those explosive plays. It feels like the defense is kind of strangling them and staying really close to the line of scrimmage because of their lack of their big play ability over the top. This offense has to dial something up.
They're within field goal range at the 29. Let's see if they can pick up a few or the first down on 3rd and long. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some...
Makes the grab, got the conversion, and still going. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Wisconsin.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
And they add the extra point to finish the drive. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they covered the final 29 yards with that touchdown pass. Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. It's hard enough to stop these guys, let alone when they get field position like this. They scored last time, and this time they'll crank it up from inside the red zone. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side.
No doubt the offense at this point of the game with the lead late, they're going to try and run the football, and they're going to try and bleed the clock. They need all ball carriers to stay in bounds to keep this clock ticking, just like that guy did there.
Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense.
And this is a guy that can find you the hidden yardage. That play, he just pushes the pile to get that first down.
Give to the running back. Oh, he's got some space. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. And the Golden Gophers getting set on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Touchdown, Golden Gophers! And the punishment has been extended. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Okay, here comes the Wisconsin offense onto the field. Dropping back, it's Edwards. Short throw to the sideline, picks up just a little. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there. Picked up some yardage with that completion, now 2nd down. Looking to fire. Finds his man, it's Anthony. They'll wrestle him down just short of the 1st down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one. They're going to try to throw for it on 3rd down. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. A 2-minute timeout arrives, and we have certainly seen miracles in college football, and they will certainly need one here. The Badgers send out the punt unit. And they'll down this punt just inside the 40-yard line. With the game in hand, the offense choosing to just have the quarterback take a knee. And so in this old-school, heated Big Ten rivalry, Paul Bunyan's axe will be headed to Minnesota as the Gophers outlast the Badgers. Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.